Hey, what up, doe? You know how I say it. It's what up, doe, all the way from Detroit. It's a Detroit slang. It's where God lives. 313, that's the place to be. Welcome to Leading from the Future. Why? Because we're not leading from behind, that's for sure. After COVID, we said we will never, ever be behind. We will always be leading from the future. And so that's what we do. So welcome to Leading from the Future. I'm your host, Dr. Pastor Anthony D. Shannon. You know, they say I'm a prophet you can trust because we won't take it back. That gift is real. All right. But in this area, in this space, we bring this unique space to do one thing, to bring you inspiration, encouragement, and to inspire you. Right. We do it by blending in revelation to empower you on your journey right here. We just don't keep you informed, though. We want to bring you messages, we want to bring you people to help you to transform your perspective. We want you to listen in carefully as you dive into these riveting stories of individuals who triumphed over adversity. We want you to learn from these stories, and we want you to learn from those who have persevered against all odds. And then we want you to absorb all this invaluable information, revelation, and lessons so that you too can use your own voice to ignite change. You see, our show isn't just about stories, it's about helping you move to action. We believe everyone has a purpose. You're born for that, a unique calling that makes you indispensable to the world. And we always tell you if you got to find your purpose because life without purpose is like living life not at all. So find your purpose so you can live your life. So join us as we explore these pathways, uncover hidden potentials, and inspire you to embrace your destiny. It's not a show, it's a movement because we push you with purpose driven purpose, and we push you for you to find your purpose so you can start living your legacy. Well, listen, you know, we never ever disappoint you. We always find those great inspirational stories to encourage you, to inspire you, and to be a catalyst to push you to your next. Well, our guest tonight, we've done it again, Miss Kelenda Annette Baird. Listen, she is the founder and CEO of limitlessrescue.org. It's a global NGO hybrid dedicated to empowering leaders and protecting the vulnerable youth around the world. You see, her mission has taken her from the back streets of Brazil to the red light districts of Greece, where she has served as a mentor, an advocate, and even a rescuer. You see, she also serves as chief revenue officer of Reed's Hideaway. It's a 250-acre multi-venue estate where her leadership reflects her passion for restoration, for beauty, and even transformation. She is a Les Brown legendary speaker champion. Kelenda inspire audiences across continents with her story of resilience, of faith, and guess what? You know, I love this word, and purpose. She is contributing author to The Power of Resilience and is currently writing her first solo book. Wow. It's a teaching memoir of miracles and global impact. Kelenda's educational background includes leadership studies at Harvard University and Stanford University, along with ongoing studies in organizational leadership, CLST Global. Through her initiatives, she is strong, she is precious, she has precious knowledge. And Project Sparrow, Kelenda helps women and youth rise from trauma and reclaim their futures. And just recently, she is Miss Corporate America on the national stage. What you say? She had to beat out a whole lot of people. Don't you know you have to earn that? Nobody just give it to you. You got a whole lot of things you got to do, answer, and she knocked it out of the park. Booyah, home run. Would y'all please welcome to the stage the one, the only Miss Kelenda Annette Baird. Come on and welcome to Leading from the Future. How are you tonight?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. You know, as they do that Miss America wave, you know, and
Elbow,
In
elbow,
Thanksgiving
wrist,
Day
wrist,
parades, all parade.
curls, flip the curls,
That's
flow
right.
kiss.
We thank you so much. And listen, all that you're doing and all that you're yet going to do. So we've introduced you from a big scale. So why don't you do this? Tell us where you're from, right? Who's your mom and dad? And and how did you get started in all that you do today?
I am originally from Washington State. My mom is Lorinda, and she is a phenomenal human being, a genius in emotional intelligence. And my father is Nick Winters, and he is also amazing. He's so gifted in music. He actually went and took one of those genius tests at DeVry University and was like off the charts. So they both have these very different skills, and I got a blend of both of them, and they're very near and dear to me. We grew up on a 30-acre orchard, so I didn't know how good I had it running around in the trees. But life takes us through peaks and valleys, and at the young age of 18, I married a Marine right after 9/11 happened. So I went through incredible difficulties during that time, and none of those poor guys came back the same. And our marriage fell apart. Our best friend committed suicide, and it was a lot of tragedy and devastation. And so, as I picked up the pieces of my life, my parents had instilled in me an incredible work ethic from the time I was old enough to carry a bucket. We had a family business, and the dried flowers that you see at Michael's or Hobby Lobby, we actually would harvest those in bulk and sell them to those big companies. And so from the time I was small, I was always working. Other kids were out jet skiing or going to camps and stuff, and I was working. So it was such a reminder when I was going through all that grief and all that tragedy after my ex-husband came back from war. I realized how much I love to work and how much it filled me with purpose. And so I had to pour myself into something like that. So I started my own app development company when the app industry started booming, and I actually went and worked in Alaska for 2 summers. I worked construction to fund this venture, and I was almost killed by a moose 2 times. She had it out for me. If you've ever had to
A
literally
moose.
run for your life, yes, they are the #1 killer in Alaska for animals because they are quadruple jointed. They can kick you in any direction, and they like to stomp you if you're near their baby and you don't know. So it was quite an adventure being in Alaska and chasing this dream. And I almost felt like Tomb Raider sometimes. I did not know what I was doing there. I'm like, this better pan out. But I had an amazing app company for 5 years, and I published apps that they became very popular. One got 50 million downloads and was featured in 187 countries.
Wow.
Yes. So I threw myself into that, and I really, really did enjoy it. But I went through another trauma and tragedy, and instead of being defeated by that, I was targeted by a predator, a very deeply disturbed person who stalked me, and he was extremely violent and harmful in every possible way. I'll just tell you that it took an entire sheriff's department to get him away from me, and I left the state because I no longer felt safe.
Wow.
So I left Washington to Montana, and in Montana, I really surrendered everything to God. I knew that every choice I had made in my life up until that point had brought me to where I was. Just I felt like a shell of a person. I felt hopeless. I felt I felt flat on my face and I felt like there was no getting up. And if there was, I didn't want to.
Mhm.
Um, I couldn't even sit and watch a movie without the horrors of what this person had done to me replaying in my mind. I felt like I was unsalvageable, like my life was
Wow.
unsalvageable. And I really believed that. And the only reason I left to Montana and I began these healing therapies and this trauma recovery was because I felt so guilty that my family had to see me suffer that way. And I just saw how much it hurt them because we have such an amazing family. We're so full of love and light and life. And they had watched this person so full of love and light and life just spiral downward and not want to get up. And they knew that's not who I was, and they pleaded with me to try. And so I went through really intense trauma therapy and reliving and facing the things that had been done to me. And it gave me the inspiration. Once I surrendered all that to God, he changed me so radically and so quickly. It was unbelievable.
Mm.
Um, I entered an 18-month discipleship program. And so I had staff and I had people that were helping me, and they couldn't believe that I had transformed this quickly without help, without medicines, because I was seeing this doctor and he really kept trying to put me on antidepressants. And
Oh,
I'm not against medicine, your brain is an organ too, but I learned how to hear God's voice. That was one of my things. Is when I surrendered to God, I went up to the altar one night and I told God, I want to see what would happen if I did it your way, because my way got me to where I am, to be a shell of a person, feeling flat on my face, feeling helpless, feeling hopeless, not wanting to get back up again ever, and just feeling like I'm forced to live in this life of pain and suffering. And so I challenged God, and I told him, I want to see what will happen if I do it your way, but you have to talk to me. You have to teach me how to hear your voice. I need to know what it is that you want me to do, and I will do it, because it was a test for me. I'm like, it didn't work my way. So what is God's way, and what's going to happen if I do that? Because I will dedicate myself to it. I'm an all or nothing kind of person. I will go after it hard. And
let me get some clarity on just a
yes,
few things. Number one, you were married to a United States Marine,
yes.
and he was involved in the Gulf War. Is
He
that
was
the war
involved
he was
in
in?
Operation I.
Okay, the Iraqi freedom. And because of the war itself, many came back and it affected him. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, it affected him, and then it affected who he served with, who was our best friend who committed suicide, and our
Okay.
marriage didn't survive it. I kept trying, but he chose drugs and alcohol and going to the bars and sleeping around, and I turned to God, you know, um, and
Okay,
um,
got you. So it split
and
y'all up because he couldn't really process his friend committing suicide, or was it a culmination of it all, being in the war as well as his friend?
yes, I can't speak to what was going on in his mind, but the one good thing that did come out of it in the end was he agreed to get help and get therapy, because when you at that time in the Marines, it was seen as a huge sign of weakness to
Absolutely.
ask for help. And so his friends, there was a big group of them, they would call me and they would just unload these horrific things that they had seen and endured.
Mm.
I would ask them, would you consider talking to someone? And it was always, no way. Have you
I
talked to
see.
your mom? No way. Have you talked to your wife? No way. And I don't know
I
why they knows me, but I'm like, I can't not be an outlet for them. But our marriage didn't survive, even though I tried everything I could, because to me, marriage is forever. It's not just a piece of paper. You don't just crumble it up and throw it away. It's forever. You keep trying.
Right.
He stopped trying, and he didn't want to try anymore. And our
But
marriage
he
got,
himself, now he's got help, but he wasn't trying to hurt himself or hurt you or nothing like that. He was just,
no.
yeah,
Um, that was the first part of the story. And so after I lost my marriage and my best friend, I poured myself into building my app development company,
yeah.
and things were going well. And then I met someone new 5 years later, and I thought, oh my gosh, it's Prince Charming. You know, it's like the perfect person. We had everything in common, and we just clicked on everything. We liked all the same things, and it wasn't because we actually did. It was because he had stalked me, studied me,
Oh,
friends with my friends. It was a
I
different
see.
person that became the harmful person. Not my ex-husband was very traumatic as well, but I
Hmm.
can't fault him for, you know, the fallout of your
Sure.
best friend's suicide and going to war. So I forgave him quite easily. It was a lot harder to forgive the disturbed person that uh, he he abused me in every possible way. And
Mhm.
like I said, it took an
Now,
entire
this is the guy after your husband.
yes.
Yeah, that you thought was so good,
Yeah.
so cool. Like this is great. And he
Yes.
become the guy from hell. And you're like, wait a minute, what
Yes.
happened? Right. And
Yes.
he had pre-planned
N-
it all in his
night.
head. Got it.
Night.
Well, we're going to take a break right here. You have been listening. Listen, ladies and gentlemen. I told you that we always get you what you need, right? Inspiration, encouraging. Boy, this is engaging and make you stand on your tippy toes, won't it? You be like, what? What else? Oh my goodness. Yes, indeed. This is what the backdrop is of Miss Kelenda. She is Miss Corporate America on a national level. So that lets us know that you could take your pain into purpose. Come on, somebody. You do not have to take all of that drama and lay down and shrivel up. No, 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 no. You got to come back like with the rope of dope. Come on. Thought you was going to knock me down. I got you. Okay. I come back to win. Well, listen, we're just so excited that you're watching Leading from the Future. I'm your host, Dr. Pastor Anthony Shannon, a prophet you can trust. Listen, we always want to thank you for watching the show. Thank you for supporting the show. And thank you for always sowing seeds into this program so that we can take it all around the world. I want to encourage you, though, to get my latest book, Sacred Success. If you do not have this book, I need you to get it. It's called Sacred Success Unlocking God Given Prosperity, right? It is where you understand the abundant life of God and in God, right? And it prepares you for what success should look like. And through this prophetic insight, this transformative book will give you the stories. It also give you the pragmatic biblical strategies as well to empower you to break free from scarcity mindset and align yourself with God's divine plan. It's more than just money. Believe that. It's about finding life with purpose and impact. You got to grab your copy. You got to get into this. I promise you, it will not disappoint you. All right. Scan the QR code. You can also look at it, get it on Amazon. You can go to our website, all right, and get it as well. But scan the QR code. I promise you, it'll bless you. What if your story of faith could inspire generations? What if your testimony of resilience could ignite hope in others? Well, introducing The Faith Factor. It's a legacy project led by visionary Dr. Pastor Anthony D. Shannon. It's a moment where faith meets action and your voice really matters. We're calling authors, speakers, and those with a story of unshakable faith to join. It's a writing project that's going to be a legacy. Your story could be the breakthrough someone needs. Your words could change lives. Your faith could leave a lasting legacy for generations to come if you've overcome trials, experience God's hand in your life, or have a testimony, not a testimony, that can transform others. This is your moment to shine. Why don't you apply today? Become a co-author. Share your story of faith and inspire generations to come. Don't just believe, take action. Your faith-filled words could be the key to someone else's breakthrough in this book. Because faith isn't just a belief, it's the key to transformation. Apply now at thefaithfactorbook.com. Say it again, thefaithfactorbook.com. I want to interview you right now.
Hello, my name is Kelenda Baird, and you are watching Leading from the Future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon.
Are you ready to embark on a journey of inspiration and empowerment? Introducing The Heart of a Black Man, inspiring stories of triumph and resilience. A captivating anthology that sheds light on the incredible stories of Black men who have faced adversity with unwavering strength. This anthology features a powerful voice among its authors, Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. His contribution adds a unique perspective, weaving a narrative of resilience, faith, and triumph that will leave you inspired and moved. The Heart of a Black Man is more than just a book. It's a beacon of hope, a celebration of perseverance, and a testament to the indomitable spirit within the hearts of Black men. Available now on Amazon for only $20 or Kindle for $9.99, The Heart of a Black Man is a powerful investment in knowledge, empathy, and inspiration. Reach out to us or order your copy today and join us in celebrating the resilience, triumphs, and the enduring spirit of Black men everywhere. Hello, and thank you for tuning into Leading from the Future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Well, we hope that you're enjoying the show, and we want to let you know that we are grateful for you. From captivating stories to insightful discussions, we value your presence in our community. Now, if you're finding value and joy in what we bring to your screen, we'd like to invite you to consider taking your support a step further. To ensure the continued success of our channel, we warmly invite you to contribute. We're seeking 10 generous individuals to donate $1,000 each, as well as 10 contributors with a gift of $526, and 10 supporters donating $224.24. Every donation, regardless of the amount, makes a significant impact. However, as a token of our gratitude, each contributor will receive a personalized prophetic word and an exclusive ebook. We have 3 simple ways for you to give, making it quick and easy for you to send your contributions. The first is Cash App. That's right, $Anthony D. Shannon. You can send your contribution directly to our amazing host. The second way is to download the VChurch app. Go ahead and download on the Google Play or your App Store and follow the prompts there. The third is Cash App, $the Victory Church INT. Again, we thank you for your contributions and your support of Leading from the Future with our amazing host, Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Well, thank you for being an essential part of our journey. Your generosity truly fuels our passion. Now let's get back to the show because more exciting moments await us. Thank you for your continued support.
Listen, this is going to be an amazing today. You were telling us about the backdrop, how you made it to who you are, and some of the things that you've had to already overcome. A lot of hurdles that you've had to jump. Let me ask you this question, especially since you've come out of what you came out of this both times. You know, how do you define trauma? You know, especially for people who may not even realize that they're living with it.
Ooh, defining trauma is That is a very broad and difficult thing to do. For me personally, it's something so horrible and painful that your physiology and your nervous system and your brain and your body do not know how to handle it. And
Mm.
and it starts to express itself in unexpected ways.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
you you can have spikes of where you can't breathe and you feel like something's wrong with you, but nothing should be wrong with you.
I
And
see.
you start to get these worry traps, these loops in your mind of waiting for like the other shoe to drop, so to speak. You have a sense of dread of feeling like something bad is going to happen, or you're just waiting for the next thing. And that's been a little bit of my experience, but trauma is very, very broad, and it can happen in a lot of ways, and it can happen from just things that shook you and caught you off guard so hard that you didn't know how to handle them. And it's a simple way of putting it, but just something so shocking that it shocks you on every level, and it leaves an imprint in your mind and in your brain, and a scar on your heart, and maybe some baggage that you need to unpack. And you might need help unpacking that, and you might need people who are equipped to help you unpack that. So trauma is painful, and it happens to everyone in different forms, I think. And to feel like something is wrong with me, I should be happy, I should be grateful, all these things are going right in my life, but you just have this sinking feeling that you can't identify. That has been trauma for me. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. I could
No, that
talk.
makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. You also said something that you forgave. So you just didn't stay bitter. You got better and you forgave. So how can someone begin to forgive when they feel broken or betrayed?
You have to choose it. And what God has shown me is you don't have to know the how or the why, and you don't even have to really feel it in that moment.
Mm,
All it takes is a willing heart. So
mm,
if you are willing and you tell that to God, I am willing, but I don't know how. It feels impossible. It feels like a mountain I can't climb, but I'm willing. If you show me the way, all it takes is a willing heart. And you have to choose it every day
mm,
until it's no longer there. And I thought I had made leaps and bounds of progress. And I remember being in a session with my trauma counselor, and she told me, we had gotten to the part about anger, and I told her, I don't think I have anger anymore. I've done all this forgiveness work. I've done
mm,
all these things to put it behind me. And she said, you're right. You don't have anger. You have
mm,
rage. And
mm,
I was shocked. And I said, that sounds horrible. That sounds so much worse. And she said, this person who abused you in every possible way, that it got so bad that the sheriff told you if he comes back, put 3 in his chest. Thinking
wow.
about him and thinking about everything he did to you, if he was standing in the room right now and he was on fire, would you put the fire out? And I had to say no. And she said, that's rage. And so here I was thinking I was this, sacred progress and doing all the deep hard work,
Wow.
thinking I didn't have anger. I had something much worse. I had rage. And
Wow.
um it was only having a willing heart to forgive, and it was only being willing to admit to myself that maybe I'm not as far along as I think I am, because going through hard things are hard for a reason. It's much easier to run away. It's much easier to stuff it down. It's
Yeah.
much easier to ignore it than to face it. So I had to face what I was really dealing with. And I had a kind of tantrum, and I just said, forgiveness is BS. And I just threw all the books all over the floor, you know? And I'm like, I want to talk to the most brutally honest person that shows no favoritism to anyone, that's not going to coddle me and hug me and hold me and tell me it's going to be all right. I want you to go. And her name was Diane. I knew exactly who I want to talk to. I'm like, I need you to go get Diane. And they're like, are you sure you want Diane right now? Like, and they suggested other people who had more maternal instincts and bedside manner. And I go, nope, I want Diane. And she came in and she said, what's going on? And I had all my books all over the floor, and I told her forgiveness is BS. And she said, I hear what you're saying. And this is not something that you have to do overnight or in a week. It could take you years. It could take you a lifetime. And it felt like that took all the pressure off, because I felt
Yeah.
like I have to forgive this person right now to have a good life. And that wasn't true, you know? And so her telling me that it was going to take me years alleviated the pressure. And she told me a prayer that God had given her. And it was, whenever you feel that anger and that consuming ill will towards that person, and this will be some of the hardest things you ever do, just pray the prayer. God, I ask that you would forgive, and you name that person. I ask that you would forgive them for their every wrong thought, word, action, and deed against me. I pray that you would forgive me for my every wrong thought, word, action, and deed against them. And these are the words that I choked on every time. And I pray that you would bless him in a mighty way. And so I always choked on that last part.
Oh,
And
I can see how. I'm like, that's a transformation right there. Like, this is BS to that. Come on now. That's powerful. I'm
but
loving it.
it was very effective, and God freed me very quickly. It didn't take me years. It didn't take me a lifetime. It took me a very, very short time, way shorter than I thought. Even though the pressure was off, I was able to forgive and let it go and wish him well. Like, hope that he does find God and that he's
Yeah.
not out there terrorizing other women, you know?
Mhm. Wow, listen, this is so good. You know, you've heard this story, it's engaging, it pulls you in, and she's very vulnerable and transparent of what she went through, but how she overcame it. And now, even to the point of freeing herself by forgiving, but doing it in a way with confessions and prayers that will take some time. And then through that time, God did it in his time quickly. And so we're excited. We're going to take another break. On this particular break, I want to show you what Miss Corporate America looks like on the stage, and some of just some highlights of that and her win. And we want to show you that right now, and we'll be right back. And while we're at it, I want to encourage you to sow the seed. We always ask many of you to sow at least seven, to sow $1,000 seed to help this broadcast all around the world. And then we always ask for 10 of you to sow the seed of $224.24. All right. All of those seeds are tax deductible, and you can get a statement at the end of the year. Use it for your taxes as well. if you choose to do so. But we thank you, and also reach out to us by, why don't you join the academy? Why don't you become a better leader? Why don't you learn leadership skills? Why don't you learn a new mindset? All right. We are always looking to train new leaders one-on-one, help you to overcome a crisis. And we do it from not only a faith-based, but a prophetic perspective. The results are amazing. And so leaderslivegenerouslyacademy.com. But check this out. This is what Miss Corporate America looks like. And this is Miss Kelenda Annette Baird. All right, check it out.
I'm Kelenda Annette, and I am representing the great state of Washington.
Her gown flows with elegance, but it's her heart for others that truly shines. Ms. Washington lights up the stage with a presence as bright as her mission.
Tell us a little about the energy here.
It is very energetic, not at all what I expected, but what I was hoping for. And there's a lot of empowerment, uplifting, support. Everybody's just so willing to help, but you also get some moments where you have deep connections and you do some dig deep down hard work. I wasn't expecting that. And then you get to learn from incredible women like yourself. And that has been truly empowering and amazing and a wonderful feeling.
If you could redo one decision in your life, what would it be and why?
I wouldn't change anything, because where I am today brought me to the place of who I am, and that is alive and on fire and full of hope and a shining example of light and goodness to the world, and I give all that credit to God.
The Civic Scarlet Award is selected by the judges to honor the contestant who is a dedicated humanitarian, volunteer, and provides great service to her local community. The Civic Scarlet Award goes to Kelenda Baird, Miss Washington.
It's time to announce the 2025 Miss Corporate America winner. Are you ready?
Your new Miss Corporate America, Kelenda Baird, Ms. Washington, Miss Corporate America 2025.
We have a cash prize from Sean Fair, one of the partners at Miss Corporate America. Congratulations on your $5,000 cash prize.
Introducing to you Leaders Live Generously Academy, a coaching program designed just for you, with yours truly, Dr. Anthony D. Shannon. That's right. Listen, I want you to understand that Leaders Live Generously Academy is where ambition meets purpose and success is defined. Imagine a place where you don't have to choose between making a meaningful impact and achieving financial prosperity, where your pursuit of success harmonizes perfectly with your values of family and faith. At our academy, we understand that true leadership is about living generously, leading with integrity, and creating a legacy that transcends financial achievements. Under the guidance and the coaching of Dr. Anthony D. Shannon, I am a renowned expert in leadership with over 30 years of experience. Listen, not only do we teach you leadership, we teach you personal development. You'll discover your unique purpose. Learn to maintain balance in all aspects of your life. And I want you to unlock strategies for wealth creation. Why don't you join me and let me help you transform your vision of success. Lead with generosity and live a life filled with purpose. I want you to start your journey today at Leaders Live Generously Academy. It's the coaching program designed for you. It's where we teach you to lead, to love, to give. It's transformative leadership, because the best leaders are those who live generously. Come join the Academy, and your coaching program starts right now. All right. Well, listen, welcome back. Welcome back to Leading from the Future. I'm your host, Dr. Pastor Anthony Shannon. I hope that you enjoyed that you have saw with Miss Kelenda. Now, listen, we are now going to shift things here, because I want to get into this vision of yours and I want to know what inspired you, based off of everything you went through, everything you had to overcome, that to start limitlessrescue.org. And what was, the defining moment that confirmed that calling?
The defining moment was after I had surrendered everything to God, and He healed me and transformed me and raised me up so rapidly and gloriously and beautifully. I started to experience so much joy. And one of my doctors had told me that when you're in a prolonged state of duress, you physically lose your capacity to feel joy. So when I started to feel joy again, and I started to feel hope again, and I started to feel like myself again, God just lit me up and filled me up and filled me with Himself, with His knowledge, His word. And it was so beautiful and so powerful. And I just could not believe the contrast, dead on the floor to just risen in Him. I wanted to go in after I had come through that fire. I wanted to go in and pull other people out. So I started to pray about serving on the mission field with women who had gone through similar things, with vulnerable children and the world's most vulnerable populations. I wanted to go to the darkest corners and shine His light as brightly as I could. And I prayed and prayed about it. And I thought God was going to send me on one mission, but it ended up being 7 back-to-back missions.
Wow,
and
7.
It was so phenomenal. I served on the streets of Montana. I served on Skid Row in LA. I served in South Africa, Peru, Chile, Brazil, and Greece. And God did so many amazing, powerful, beautiful things that I knew I had to keep going. I didn't want to just meet these people and connect with them and help them one time. I wanted it to be a continuous outpouring, and I wanted to raise up other leaders to join me in that light, because when we're together, we shine so much brighter, and it's so fierce and so powerful. So one of the places I served was South Africa, and I was had the privilege of teaching this young girl. And Precious Knowledge is one of the initiatives that came out of Limitless Rescue, and it's because of her. Her name was Precious, and she was born without legs. She wanted to be a teacher, and she didn't think that she could be anything. And I came one day to the classroom, and I showed her a video of a man who was teaching on stage and speaking to all these young people, who was born without arms and legs. And she could not believe her eyes. And she was so excited, and she started to just fight to stay at the school with me and finish her work. She became so determined because she had hope, and she knew, if he can do it, I can do it. And that's the message that I wanted to bring to the darkest corners. If I can do it, you can do it. And anyone.
If I can do it, you can do it.
Yes, what one person can do, another can do, and you can be faced with horrible things. I thought that I had gone through hard things, but when I met these women in these other countries, my story paled in comparison. And It was
That's
it
something.
it was hard to hear, but just that I had the courage to come across the world and to
Yeah.
share my story with them. It gave one woman in particular the courage to share something that she had been holding on to for 25 years. She'd never told a soul. And it was the worst trauma you can imagine by a personal family member. And she had never told anyone. She carried it and it ate at her. But just that
Mm.
I came and sat in front of them and shared in my broken Spanish my story and what had happened to me, and said I'm living proof that there's hope on the other side. She had the courage to share her story, and it was so beautiful. At the end, she stood up and I stood up, and she just threw her arms around me, and at the same moment I said I love you in Spanish. She said I love you in English. And it was just, these people were being liberated everywhere I went. He was doing things in and through me to reach people who needed it the most. And when you follow that passion and that call, you are poured into in such a way that you're so blessed by the blessing that he's giving someone else. You get to feel it as it
Yeah.
comes through, and it was magnificent. And I wanted more of it, and I wanted to do it in a very intelligent way. I wanted to have a wider reach, and so I began to study, and I created Limitless Rescue,
Wow.
and been working hard at it ever since. And the same God push and the same God pull pushed me to Miss Corporate America. God knows exactly what he's doing. If you feel a nudge,
Mm.
follow it, because he will. You may not know for years why, but God knows exactly what he's doing.
Let's talk about this. What does limitless mean to you in the context of faith? You use it. You're not afraid to speak about your faith. You're bold about it in your leadership and rescue. So, what does limitless mean to you in the context of faith, leadership, and rescue?
In the context of leadership and rescue, the love of God is boundless and it knows no end.
Mm.
And I have personally witnessed and been on the receiving end of miracles, things that human eyes can't explain, because it's not natural, it is supernatural. We are limitless creations, because when you have God, you have everything you're ever going to need. And
Mm.
I had this void and I was putting all these other things in that void, trying to fill that void, feeling like something was missing. And I learned that it is only found and filled in the arms of the Father. So God is the only thing that will fill that void of what feels like it's missing. And he will, when you put your arrow in God's hand, he will send it so much farther than you could ever imagine or ever possibly do on your own.
I love it. Now, let's talk about how did you get connected with the Miss Corporate America, right? Let's talk about that. And now you're the winner. But how did you originally get connected?
I got connected through the founder. She found me on LinkedIn. I had all my volunteer stuff on my LinkedIn profile and all the work that I had done. And she thought I would make a great Mrs. Washington or a great volunteer or something. She wanted me to be a part of it. So she was coming after me, recruiting me, and she was so amazing and such a beautiful person. And when she told me about
And
it,
for those
and
that don't know her,
what's that?
I said, for those that don't know your founder, Anessa, who say her name?
Anissa King.
There you go. For
Yes.
those of you that don't know her. All right.
Yes.
So she
Those
reached
of
out
you
to
who
you.
don't know her, you should. She's amazing. And we do need contestants and state presidents. And Miss Corporate America is just an amazing organization that recognizes a woman's brilliance as her most attractive quality. And I think that's beautiful. And it gives you a platform to do what God put in your heart, to do what you're called to do. It gives you a bigger stage for it. And it is amazing.
Wow. And so you got involved And then how long did it take you? Did you compete on any state level, or you just went to the national level?
It actually took me 2 years to compete because
Yeah.
last year I was in a devastating multi-vehicle car crash. I couldn't
Oh,
walk for 2 months, and I was in
wow.
the hospital by ambulance twice. I was in
What?
the worst pain of my life. It was it trapped one of my nerves. Yes, it was like something out of a movie. This SUV came flying out of a liquor store parking lot. He crossed 3 lanes of traffic. He smashed into another car, and it flew through the air and landed in a different lane on top of my vehicle.
Oh,
And I
goodness.
saw it coming. And so it took me time to even enter the competition because I couldn't even walk for 2 months. And I still felt that pull and that push to compete the following year. And I admit it was challenging, and
Okay.
I had to really focus and pray my way through part of it because I'm still dealing with the pain and the fallout of that accident. But it's just
Mm.
it's another story of resilience. It
Yes.
doesn't matter what happens to you, you can rise, you can overcome, and pain can make you stronger and better. And scars just mean you were stronger than whatever tried to hurt you. And I'm super hard to kill.
9 lives. Come on, somebody. You got 9 lives. You understand? Everything you done been through, they done tried to stop you, back you up, cause you to quit, cave in, and they have not been able to stop you. And you keep coming back better, stronger, and even more determined to do something else. And now you're Miss Corporate America on a national level. And let's find this out before we leave and wrap this up. But how many ladies was that you competed with on the national level in order to win? Do they narrow it down? How does that work?
Yes, so you can compete at your state level, and there are state presidents, and they put on an event, and you compete to win for your state. Once you've won for your state, you compete on the national stage, and there are a series. There's an interview with judges. It's your community services evaluated. There are multiple parts to the competition. But it is very beautiful and very empowering, and an amazing experience and truly an honor.
Do y'all have to do the swimwear and dress up
No,
wear, formal
sir.
wear, and all of that? Or are you just
Well,
more from a corporate perspective where you're talking about your community and you're talking about your business?
there's no bikini contest, but there is an elegant gown part of it where you do the formal wear. So how well you represent elegance in the corporate world. So you do your walk in a phenomenal gown, and I was so afraid I was going to fall off that stage because I had a long train. I'm like,
Oh,
I'm
okay. I'm
about to
gonna say
fall
you
off
sound like
the
you
stage.
were graceful.
Yes, but I pulled it off. So there are the most amazing women you meet there, and it's truly beautiful. But it's community service, it's your achievements in business, it's an interview with a panel of phenomenal judges, and it is the formal gown walk as well, and an onstage question, which they threw me a curveball in that one. They ran out of questions because I'm Washington, and so they took a question from the audience.
Well, what encouraging words do you have for young ladies who would love to compete, or young adults, or however old you got to be to compete in Miss Corporate America?
I would say go for it, and go for it with everything you have, and believe in yourself because you are so beautiful, more beautiful than you could ever possibly know, and you can do it, and it will amplify your voice and your message, and you will become an example and a mentor. And it's very powerful to help push the human race forward, not just for women, for everyone. Everyone has something inside of them to give. You have something in you that only you can give the world. And this is a beautiful, powerful way to do it. So I would encourage them to definitely throw their crown in the ring.
All right. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it from the one and only Miss Kelenda. She's been through it all. Y'all seen it, but she didn't let it stop her. She didn't let it back her up. She didn't let it cause her to quit, cave in. She didn't get bitter. She got better. Listen, anytime you overcome an accident and you come back and win it all, you know God is with you. All right. Tell us how people can contact you. What's your contact information for social media and all of that? And tell people where to go to for Miss Corporate America.
Yes. So Miss Corporate America is mscorporateamerica.com, and that's where you can apply for the competition. You can also, if you have an interest in being a state president, that is also an option. And for me personally, please follow me on Instagram at Kelenda Annette. And please follow me on LinkedIn, linkedin.com/in/Kelenda. And there's also a contact form on limitlessrescue.org. So I would love to hear your stories, keep in touch with you, and follow you as well. I would love to connect.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. Thank you for tuning in. And thank you so much, Kelenda Annette, for being Miss Corporate America. We wish you all of the best, that God will continue to let you be the light into dark places and spaces that even need God. So thank you for being a yes, and thank you for being here today. Wonderful, wonderful conversation. Well, listen, everybody, follow her. Amen. And then, ladies, those of you that are interested in the Miss Corporate America, do it, and do it today. There's no bikini, so all you got to do is make sure you know your stuff, do some community work, and get you a nice gown and walk with elegance. But you got to answer them questions. You got to compete. Okay. All right. Well, listen, we hope to see you on that stage. I want to thank all of you for continually supporting the broadcast, Leading from the Future. I do want to encourage you, though, to please get my book, Cosmic Collaboration. Oh my goodness. You need to know the blueprint for your life, that every person born is born for a purpose. And when you're born, you have a star, and that star is your blueprint, which is called Astor. And when you mess up or you get off track, now you have a Disastor. Cosmic Collaboration will help you. It will give you the blueprint that'll help you how heaven and earth partners to fulfill your divine assignment right here on earth. Did you hear Miss Kelenda? She told you she found hers. You can find yours. Are you listening to me? No matter where you're at, no matter what happened, you can find your way out. There is a way out for you. Get the book today, Cosmic Collaboration, and we'll see you next time. Listen, everybody. I'm Dr. Pastor Anthony D. Shannon, and you've been watching Leading from the Future. And we want to see you next time. As we always say, everyone born is born for a purpose. Find your purpose so you can live your life, because life without purpose is like living life not at all. I want to see you at the top. You know me, Dr. Pastor Anthony Shannon, 313. That's the place to be. That's where God lives. Peace.
Thank you for joining us on another incredible episode of Leading from the Future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. We've had an amazing journey exploring visionary leadership and inspiring insights. If you're passionate about sharing your story and ideas on our show, we'd love to have you as a guest. Simply reach out to us via email at thevictorychurchint@gmail.com. To ensure the continued success of our channel, we warmly invite you to contribute. We're seeking 10 generous individuals to donate $1,000 each, as well as 10 contributors with a gift of $526, and 10 supporters donating $224.24. Every donation, regardless of the amount, makes a significant impact. However, as a token of our gratitude, each contributor will receive a personalized prophetic word and an exclusive ebook. You can contribute through 3 convenient ways. The first is Cash App. That's right, $Anthony D. Shannon. Or $The Victory Church You can also download the V-Church app. Search for us on the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. Follow the prompts and make your contribution. Whether you contribute $1,000 or any amount, every donation makes a difference. Go ahead and support us today. For more information and to stay connected, please visit leaderslivegenerously.com. We appreciate your support in advancing our mission. Well, thank you for being a part of this incredible community. Join us again next time as we lead from the future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon.